I discovered she wasn't a CEO whenever she'd called me the following week and she was showering in the park saying that California was so great she didn't need to buy food anymore because she could just eat watermelons. Hey bitches! I'm very excited. Today I'm going to be telling you about my worst ever experiences at Walmart and a few theories about Walmart that I've come up with. Side note, I just had to put Aquifer on my boo sack because it was getting very dry, itchy, and irritated. I just don't know why. So I actually used to work at Walmart. I tried so hard to befriend my coworkers, but they all hated me. One girl I worked with, we'll call her Nicole. I know I say this about everybody, but she smelled really bad. Every time I would ask her for help in my section, she never really wanted to help me. We added each other on Facebook. After I got fired, I started posting on Facebook pretty regularly because I didn't have anything to do. I remember Betty White had just died. I shared a picture of Betty Boop on my Facebook and I was like, so sad that Betty Boop died. I love Betty Boop. She's an icon. Nicole saw that and then she blocked me because she was so offended. I had no idea that she was some woked out, overly sensitive lib. I knew I didn't like her from the start, and it wasn't just because she was overweight and smelled terrible. I worked with this other person named Indigo. They were gay, so I thought maybe I would get along with them. They thought they were really, really hot, but they were honestly like a 4. They always wore women's clothing. They liked to cross-dress. That's fine, really. Whenever I got fired, I asked if he wanted to add me on Facebook, and he didn't. I was getting a weird vibe from Cyan. Indigo can be cyan, you can call him purple, you can call him violet. Seriously, what the hell kind of a name is Indigo? I also worked with this really old woman named Judy. She actually trained me in apparel. She was a school teacher by day and a Walmart worker by night. She was not my boss, but she acted like she ran things. By the time she would come into work, I had already been there for 5 hours already. Whenever you come in, you schedule your lunch breaks. But Judy was kind of lazy. She didn't want to be on the floor by herself. She came in, I was leaving to take my lunch. She asked me if I could stay and wait for somebody else to get back. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. I scheduled my lunch now. My mom's outside. I want to leave. Ever since that moment,
She was totally fucking terrible.
it was like she thought I wasn't a team player or something, but I really didn't owe her anything. She was full of shit. She was just lazy and didn't want to work any harder than she had to. I was new, so she tried to make me think that it was not allowed for her to be on the floor by herself. Try to find a worker in apparel. I dare you. You can't. They're always either hiding in the bathroom or taking a break 15 minutes way too long. The customers were also really bad at Walmart. One time I was over folding the clothes, minding my own business. I start to smell this really foul stench. Farty cabbage shits. It was intense. I look over to my left and I see, no surprise, it's a middle-aged Karen, very heavy set, going to town on a Walmart egg roll. Whenever I got fired from Walmart, I kind of feel like it wasn't for getting the COVID vaccine because I kept getting COVID or the Walmart flu while I was working there. Every few weeks, I would get so sick that I could not get out of bed. The lady in HR assured me,
No, don't come in. You need to be ethical. You can give us all the Walmart flu.
whenever I got my review, the only criticism they gave me was they said that my mask was falling below my nose, and then they told me I needed to get the vaccine. Whenever you call in sick, you have to call a 1-800 number and enter your Walmart ID information. And then you also have to call the store and talk to HR and tell them that you're missing. So there's multiple steps to calling in. Whenever you're that sick, it's hard to do anything. My team lead told me that I was
A lazy communicator.
because I didn't also call her whenever I was missing. Do I really need to call 3 numbers to call in now? That seems really excessive. Now it's time to get into a whole other can of worms. That is the employees themselves that you encounter just as a customer. The people that Walmart hires are really bad. Jennifer was a heavy-set woman like most women in the Midwest. She likes her chocolate cake. She likes her cheesecake. It's fine. But what's not fine is for her to run her big fat mouth. I had lost my voice due to some kind of COVID or Walmart flu. I was buying my medicine at the self-checkout. Jennifer hears that I've lost my voice. Now she's having a field day making fun of me, telling me that the reason I lost my voice is because I'm sucking and fucking too much. What the actual shit? Isn't this bitch supposed to be on the clock? How the hell is she able to make vulgar comments to me while she's supposed to be working? I never saw this bitch working. I saw her watching cartoons on her phone daily when she was supposed to be in the self-checkout, making sure people aren't stealing. So something else I forgot to mention is that I go to Walmart more than anybody else in this world. I am at Walmart every freaking day. It is just too stressful for me to plan my week ahead with food because I have food aversions and I have issues with food. Jennifer works at Walmart every day. She sees that I'm a regular, so she always makes comments to me. After a couple months of this, she invites me to her 3-year-old daughter's birthday party. And I'm like, what? She adds me on Facebook. She starts bringing up the party daily for a week leading up to it. I'm obviously not interested in going. I barely know this woman. Plus, she's a bitch. The day before the party, I go into Walmart. Jennifer's there. She starts pressuring me to buy gifts for her daughter, who I don't know. She's like, you need to go get my daughter this. You can go to the dollar store, then you can go in the toy aisle here and you can get this. It's all so much to me. I'm getting vertigo. I feel like this is all really crazy. This woman was in her mid to late 30s with multiple children. I was literally 15 years younger. She's expecting me to support her child. Bitch, shouldn't you be secure enough to buy your own daughter crappy birthday presents that she isn't even going to remember? The entitlement of people today is insane. Obviously, I did not want anything to do with her after that incident. My dad, Tyrone, had actually encouraged me to stop engaging with all employees there altogether. So then she starts talking about moving back to her home state, California. And I'm thinking, good, we're gonna get rid of this terrible worker finally. As soon as she gets back, she changes her profile photo on Facebook to her in a businessy blazer, all professional, sitting at this glass desk with the letter CEO behind her, like she's the CEO of some kind of company now that she's went back to California. It looked really silly. I showed it to Tyrone and he was like,
she is full of shit. I bet she joined a multi-level marketing scam. I'm so glad she moved away. I was sick of seeing her massive muffin top and melon head.
of course, she had nothing. She was not a CEO. She changed that photo quickly after. I discovered she wasn't a CEO whenever she'd called me the following week and she was showering in the park saying that California was so great she didn't need to buy food anymore because she could just eat watermelons. Did I mention this woman was heavier set? I'm not trying to bring that up for bullying reasons. I have a great deal of empathy for the weight issues that she was having, truly from personal experiences that I've had with my eating issues. If she was really living off of watermelon, she would be losing weight. Let's talk about another employee. There's this really old gay employee there. His name is Gerald. Gerald is literally the guy from Scary Movie 2 that's like, this is my small hand. And he like shoves his hand up in the turkey. I don't even know what the hell that is, but I lick it anyway. Like that is Gerald. He is the creepiest motherfucker alive. He always tries to talk to me. I was in there with Tyrone one time. He starts trying to talk to us. Tyrone bolts out of the store to the car to leave me alone with Gerald because he is just that bad. Then he started to tell me about his boyfriend. He started to tell me how unhappy he was in his relationship. It started to feel more and more like he was flirting with me. When I get out to the car, I'm like, Tyrone, what the frig?
That freak gave me bad vibes. I couldn't take it anymore. anymore. It's like he was possessed by a demon.
He would always compliment my clothes. He would always talk about the whatever groceries I had in my cart. He's like, "Oh, Pop-Tarts. I love Lego Mago." Gerald is a freak. No shade though. We love Gerald. I actually have been ordering my groceries online as of late because I'm kind of getting scared to leave my house. I went into Walmart in person for the first time in a while. Gerald finally didn't say anything to me. It was amazing. He's leaving me alone now, finally, and I am blessed. Thank you, Jesus. Gerald scares me. I don't know if anybody else has picked up on this, but it's almost like Walmart takes the most unfriendly people and they stick them right in the front. I don't know if it's because they just want to discourage you from asking for help or talking to anyone or to get out of the store quicker, but I really feel like this is a thing.
They're very rude in the customer service center, and I literally dread like going in there because Walmart does smell bad. They're always unloading like those pallets of the wet cardboard boxes. It really stinks. It really translates in the Walmart air. Smells like stinky butt.
Funny you mention the smell in Walmart because that is actually one of my conspiracies. Every Walmart I've ever been to stinks. No other grocery store or department store has that same stench. There's multiple things that I think could contribute to this that we really have to wonder about. Is it the cardboard boxes? There's cardboard boxes everywhere. There's pallets everywhere that are just left out for tremendously long amounts of time in the middle of aisles in the way.
I'm pretty sure that stench is seeping from beneath the shelves and fridges. They never do a deep clean here, never move these things. All sorts of foul liquids, pee, vomit, spilled drinks, diarrhea. Decades of these nasty fluids flow and collect underneath.
How would you describe the average customer that you experience in Walmart? And how do you think it contributes to the smell?
I've had to get away from people in aisles before because like their stench was just like too much to handle pretty much.
You too?
Yeah.
I thought that was just me. Deadass, I was in front of a really obese woman on one of those motorized wheelchair scooter things. I get the raunchiest smell ever. Foul. And it's coming off of this woman on the scooter.
She probably had a skin infection between her fat folds.
I didn't even want to get the food there anymore because I'm like, oh my God, it's contaminated with this stink. I hate Walmart.
Every aisle in Walmart is like a torturous maze, where stalkers and personal shoppers are perpetually constantly in your way.
They're mad at you for being in their way. A lot of junk is at Walmart. I went down the clearance aisle a couple weeks ago and they had mystery toilets. I'm not even kidding. There was like a full aisle of, it was like a toilet. Who the hell would want this?
Who would want this?
What's the target demographic for a piece of junk like that? One time I was checking out in the checkout line and a worker was like,
"You look familiar. Did you used to work here?"
some old Karen with a pixie cut comes over with the bitchiest look on her face and she's like,
Yeah, for like a week.
and then she walks off. I was in there one time. I actually really did need help. I was with Walnut. We were walking through an aisle. This worker stops us and she's like,
Do you guys need help finding anything?
I'm thinking, oh my God, for once in my life, a Walmart worker is gonna help us. Yeah, like actually I do. I'm looking for this. She stops, stands there for a minute, and then she's like,
I actually don't know where that is. Sorry.
we're just like, okay. Also, the music that they play in Walmart is god awful. I notice at mine, the later it gets, the louder they turn up the music. I swear by 9:30, it's like a club in there. One of the ways we can start reducing food prices is by closing down these supercenters and having customer pickup orders fulfilled directly from the distribution centers. It can cost over $25,000 a month in electricity to run a Walmart. This is partly because it's so expensive to have customers opening and closing the fridges and freezers every 5 seconds. It doesn't take someone with a doctorate to know this sort of crap causes the fridges and freezers to use more electricity and therefore run up the costs of these flimsy buildings. Every time someone shoplifts something, take a cheap pair of Walmart flip-flops for example, the cost of that item becomes more expensive to compensate for the loss. That explains why those putrid pieces of off-brand Dr. Scholl's rubber cost so much now.
This is what us expert lifters do. Step 1, remove old flip-flops. 2, hide them. 3,
put on the new flip-flop and get out the fuck out of the store.
The only way to make shoplifting absolutely impossible is if customers aren't allowed near the products at all.
What? You're telling me I won't be able to lift anymore while wafting in the sweet smell of Walmart dookie?
I know you're a boomer and change is hard for you, but I think y'all old farts would absolutely love to dial up a number and make demands.
Hello, can I get a 30-pack of Busch Light beer, 1.2 liter of Galaxy Gas melon flavored?
In a warehouse, employees can store cold items in a cold room. This cold room is designed for people to go in and out of frequently, while also being energy efficient due to the fact you can store more goods inside. What will happen to the stores when they are no longer needed? That's the conspiracy. The government can buy these buildings, and now they will have the space to solve the homeless problem. What's the definition of a ghetto? A ghetto is not some place where rappers live with their homies. It's a walled-off community where the state keeps unsavory individuals away from general society. How would these hypothetical Walmart homeless camps compare to the Warsaw Ghetto of Nazi Germany? Would the state be able to provide adequate resources for a massive amount of victims during the housing crisis? We've now come to the end of this Walmart journey.
Just a reminder to shop at your local Target. The experience is honestly like heavenly compared to Walmart.
I think that's all there is to say about Walmart. It's the worst. I'm probably gonna go there today and get more things from there.
Bye-bye, Tinky Winky.
Bye-bye.
Why the po-po are always inside or outside of Walmart?
Bye-bye, Dipsy.